the sexual violation of a 93 years old grandma.
93
in Oshogbo, 93 years old. That really brought tears to my eyes.
Hi everyone, I'm Jare Tiamiyu, and I want to actually, this is welcoming you to another setup, you can see, and then it's still insightful moments. I want to be, want to discuss with one of our person here in the civil society space, one of the foremost activists in the fight against gender-based violence, child abuse, and protection of child rights. I'm talking of no other person but Citizen Lola Wey. Citizen Lola Wey. It's nice in your face.
I'm glad to be here.
Citizen Lola Wey, how has been the fight?
Wow. The battlefield has been very hot, but we are not giving up. The
battlefield has been very hot between you and you mean the perpetrators, right?
Yes.
So they are not stopping.
They are not stopping.
We are not
relenting too.
In the pursuit of justice,
social justice
for the victims.
Yeah.
Let's discuss the issue of the gender-based violence and then 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. I think it starts this month, right?
Yeah, you are very correct.
November. And then till December.
Yes.
16 days. Tell us, when is it starting precisely?
The 16 days of activism against sexual and gender-based violence will start on Monday, 25th November 2024, and it will end on Tuesday, 10th December 2024. It's an annual global event.
Okay. What are the planning? What are those things that you are putting in place? I think I have seen that Echo Center is leading some organizations across Osun to celebrate this year's event. What are those things that you have put together for this year's event?
For this year, we have decided to come together to start a movement against sexual and gender-based violence in Osun State. Because from the statistics that we have seen coming out from some ministries, we have discovered that at least 4 cases are reported on weekly basis, while so many are not reported at all. And therefore, Osun State seems to be one of the states with the highest number of cases in Nigeria.
Osun State seems to be one of the states with the highest number of cases in Nigeria. But wait, madam, we have people of virtues. People, why do you think Omoluabi are now, having that alarming record of gender-based violence, rape, and some other things? What do you think actually informs this? As you have been on the field for some years now. Yeah,
actually, we're supposed to be people of virtue, virtuous people. But unfortunately, we have lost our social values. It's not limited to Osun State alone, but it seems as if there is a general problem in the world, and especially in the developing countries, because I would say majorly because of invasion of foreign culture as a result of the technological developments, the use of social media in portraying foreign culture, and then making our people also believe that our own good culture is not good enough for us. And then the impact of religion as well, which has weakened the position of women in the society. I remember that as a child, I happened to be the only girl child in my family, but I was raised equally with my elder brother. My elder brother was the Daudu in our home, while I was the bearer in the home. When there are issues to be discussed, my father will call all of us, my mother, my dad, my elder brother, the Daudu, myself, the bearer. We sit down and discuss issues affecting the family, and we take decisions, joint decisions together. None of us was discriminated against. I was not discriminated against. If I was raised with low self-esteem, I wouldn't be in a position to speak for myself, not to talk of speaking for others, not to talk of standing up to defend, to ask for the rights of others or to defend their rights.
So are you saying that low self-esteem, the way we have Gen Z parents and all that, are actually the reason we have?
It's one of the reasons. Low self-esteem, when the girl child is raised to believe that she's just here to be pampered, that she's just here not to add value to the society, but
not to bring anything to the table,
but just to be useful in the other room.
More than the front and the back.
Just to be useful in the other room. It is the same head that God has given the boy child that he gave the girl child. The same brain, the same 2 hands, the same legs, the same 2 sets of beautiful or handsome eyes. So the only difference is only in our reproductive system.
So, okay,
and
so you are saying that now, apart from the fact that the males are seen as the larger percentage of
seen as the pillars.
As the pillars. So the female must also see themselves as what do you call it?
No, I'm not saying that there should be any competition between.
But at least everybody must bring things to table.
God say when God created man, he looked at it, he said, this is not good enough. Let me create a woman who will complement him. Who will cover up his shortcomings. And then the man will also cover the shortcomings of the woman. And that's when you see a strong woman, you may see a man that is not that strong. When you see a very strong man, you will see a woman that is soft and gentle.
So, man, let's look at in the last few months. Can you tell us about the most terrible or touching case that you have been involved in? Just tell us something.
I think the most terrible one that happened recently, within the last 4 months, that really brought tears to my eyes, was the sexual violation of a 93-years-old grandma.
93
in Oshogbo, 93 years old. That really brought tears to my eyes.
But how did this happen?
Grandma was in her home. Said about few minutes past 6, she wanted to prepare her dinner. So in the process of preparing her dinner, she discovered that I think the perpetrator actually switched off the light of the house, the power supply to the house, knowing that the person is somebody that knows grandma very well. Knowing that grandma will definitely come back to her room to pick her torch. So immediately the person switched off the power supply to the house. Grandma came upstairs to her room. This guy was already waiting for grandma in her room. And immediately grandma entered the room, started beating the old woman, hitting her head against the wall, hitting her in her eyes, and the grandma was begging her, was asking him, how did I offend you? What is it that I've done? Who has sent you to come and do this to me? And the person said, I have actually come to kill you. And the person continued to hit her, to physically abuse her, until he finally overpowered her. And then went ahead to abuse her sexually. And then after abusing her sexually, grandma said the guy also inserted something into her. And brought out the thing.
So you were, okay, the man inserted this and brought it out. And
went away with it.
Where is grandma now?
Grandma is late. She died. Despite all efforts.
Is there a sort of that matter?
Yes, she never recovered. Because she was taken to the hospital. Although she didn't go to the hospital in good time. Because she didn't have the guts to tell her children
what happened to her.
What happened to her, that she was raped. But she told them somebody came, attacked her physically. And it was obvious. In fact, somebody who lives in the same building was the person who put a call through to grandma's children that somebody had assaulted grandma. So when they got there, they saw grandma's swollen head, swollen face. So they took her away. One of them took grandma with her. And then it was in the process of helping grandma to take care of the swollen face and swollen head. Then grandma said, please also massage my private part. And then they asked, grandma, did the person also rape you? Then grandma said, She could not even say. She was too ashamed to say yes, because she felt that was a taboo. But so thereafter, the case was reported at the police station. Grandma was taken to the hospital, and then she kept receiving treatment. I also got involved. At the time, I had to take her back to the hospital when the psychologist I took Mama to discovered that Mama was still not medically fit, that the psychological treatment was the least of her need there. So we went back to the hospital. I kept visiting Mama, and then the psychologist was even going to start visiting Mama at home to start administering therapy to Mama at home. Then suddenly, one day, Mama kicked the bucket. Mama never slept.
For those periods,
she was always in pain, always groaning at night,
but
till she died.
Were you able to actually apprehend the perpetrator?
If the perpetrator was apprehended, I wouldn't have been saying the person who did it. I would have been mentioning the name of the perpetrator.
So the perpetrator could not be arrested.
Perpetrator is still enjoying his freedom. No
still
arrest.
At large.
Still, no arrest was made. No attempt was
Is
made.
it because you were unable to identify the perpetrator?
From Mama's explanation, some people ought to have been picked. If Mama was raped right in her room, and she gave the description of how the perpetrator carried out the act, then any well-meaning security officer, we know who to suspect.
Let's go back to the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. What are the activities that you want to carry out this year? And then who are the stakeholders that you think should join you in ensuring that we get this year's events done?
We need the security agencies. We need relevant government ministries to work with the CSOs that are members of the movement, because it's a movement. We have discovered that there is a need for us to move against sexual and gender-based violence, and one of the members of the movement is Insights Link, is a foundation or initiative.
Yes.
And then we need the media to collaborate with us. We need Osun State's agency for the control of HIV/AIDS. We need Mr. Governor to really support this movement, because without him, we can't succeed. We can't do this fight alone. We need the support of governments. We need the support of all relevant government ministries, the Ministry of Youth, the Ministry of Special Needs, the Ministry of Justice, the Ministry of Health, Hospital Management Board, Budget and Planning, Information and Orientation. We need the support of the Ministry of Women, Children, the Ministry of Women, Social Affairs, Ministry of Women, Children and Social Affairs, for us to win, and then the Ministry of Education as well, for us to win this battle. And then the other non-governmental organizations that are members of the movement are ECUS, Hope for Family Development Initiative, Healthy,
and so many of them,
many others.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay, now we will continue to look at the event, and we'll ensure that Nigerians, especially Osun State people, will love to be part of that event. And then all of us must work together to ensure that we bring sanitation to our space. Our space is very important, and it must be sanitized. Osun is a community of Omoluabi, and we must show the world that we are Omoluabi and no other thing. And ma'am, I want to believe that this is just to set the tone for the discussion around this. We will continue to be part of this movement, and we'll continue to bring our audience, our viewers at home, this program, what are going on, and how they can also support this program. You can reach out to be part of it, to reach out to Madam Lola Wey, and you will see how you can support. She will tell you how you can support. I will put her phone number at the end of this or in the link below, so that you can see, you can call her and reach out to her. And you know, we will be speaking with some victims as time goes on. We want to be speaking with some victims. What exactly are these horrible experiences all about? And how, you know, when we speak with them, we will be able to bring all the stakeholders that are necessary in the fight against all these menace to account. We'll bring all of them to us to come and talk to us. What are they doing? What they want to do, and what you think they should be doing. This is another time when we come your way again, Madam Lola Wey, please, as you continue to be on the feed, just know that we are here to support you, and will continue to be at your back wherever you are moving. Thank you so much, Madam. We will talk about some issues when the time comes. The issue of one pastor in Osun. I think the matter is still in court. We don't even know the latest about it. We'll talk about that and some other issues that are very, very important, especially those that are already in court. That we think we should know the latest about them. Thank you so much. Jare Tiamiyu is my name. See you some other time. Bye bye.